Hey guys, Dino here. Hope you're having a great day. Alright guys, so today is the day that I promised you guys. Today I'm going to do a little bit more of a serious video. Serious. Um, so today we're going to talk about some of my shipping woes. I don't know if you guys know this. Obviously you guys have seen my boards posted on my website, but I do also sell them on Facebook and certain groups sometimes. So I'm going to talk about a transaction I had recently that's gone awry. And we're going to talk about maybe what we have been up to, what we've been up to lately, and then we'll talk about new boards. So thank you guys for joining me. Stay tuned because we're going to talk about some important things that may save you guys some money and some time and some headaches in the future. Let's go ahead and let's get into this. So when I say shipping woes, let me paint a picture for you guys. So recently I sold my electric skateboard, my EOVan GTS Carbon Super, and so I sold it online to a gentleman, and so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was, I've sold many things on Facebook. I have sold many boards, many knives, watches, different things. I've bought things on Facebook, and I've never had a bad experience until now. Now, that's not to say that it's the buyer's fault in this case or my fault in this case, but that's just letting you guys know kind of my backstory in regards to selling things on Facebook. So in this case, one of the things that I think that attributed to the problems here was a combination of ignoring my gut, which we'll talk about in a second, lack of communication, which I'll explain, and bad luck and timing, honestly. So when I say a combination of ignore my gut, what I was talking about there was when I was initially communicating with this particular buyer, I actually archived the conversations because I didn't get a good vibe. I know I said it. I didn't get a good feeling from this person, and I just wasn't interested in selling him my board initially. The board was on for a few more days. He messaged me back. We talked a little bit. He ended up buying it. We agreed on the electric skateboard and 4 sets of wheels. So the 120 millimeter cloud wheels that I had mounted on the board at that time, and then the 2 sets of pneumatic wheels that I had, 175 millimeters and 155 millimeters. So the 4 sets and the belts and the pulleys, which I sent as well, and then the 125 millimeter airless wheels. Now in this case, I made the deal with him for $12.50, and that included $75 worth of shipping. So yeah, I had he came back and we talked, and I ended up selling him the board. And it was so fun because as soon as I sold him the board, he said, "See, it was all worth it, right?" And I should have known right there, because I should have known right there. Here we are. We've made the sale, $12.50, $75 for shipping. So I head on my way to, of course, I pack up the board. I ended up in this case having the original packaging, and which included all the styrofoam and everything. So I ended up packing up the board with all the wheels, which was tough. It took some time because I had to squeeze everything in there in order to have all the styrofoam fit, because it was a lot. It was a lot more in that package than originally came with the board. So I packaged everything up. We headed over to UPS, or to the post office first. And the post office, it was going to be like 205, something like that, for shipping. And I was like, whoa. So we ended up, my girlfriend was like, maybe UPS is cheaper. So we headed over to UPS. I think it was a little cheaper technically. I think it came out to like 180 something. And I was like, what is going on here? I don't understand. So, I ended up talking with the guy, and he said, it's over 50 pounds. So anything over 50 pounds is a surplus, or some sort of extra fees or something to that effect. So I was like, well, can I unpack it and, get it down to 50 pounds and then ship it? Because I wanted to get this guy the board. Now, what I should have done in that case was I should have taken the board home at that point, contacted the buyer and said, hey, there's been an update to shipping. It's going to cost X amount more to ship the board. Do you want to send me the difference, or do we just want to call off the deal? Because honestly, that would have been the best thing I could have done at that point. So what I ended up doing, just because my bad feelings I had with this gentleman in the past, I, against my better judgment, ended up just repacking everything under 50 pounds, ended up taking out the 125 millimeter airless wheels and pulleys because he had mentioned specifically that he wanted the pneumatics. So I wanted to make sure I sent the pneumatics with the board so we'd have those and the cloud wheels. Yeah, so I sent that, and then and when I was packing it, I forgot to include the remote. So I had the 125 millimeter airless wheels and the remote. I sent the board, and then, I think that was on a Thursday or Friday. On Friday, she ended up getting the board on Tuesday or Wednesday the following week. But what we did was we shipped the remote and the airless wheels, and I ended up contacting him and letting him know what happened. I'm shipping off the remote and the airless wheels to him, and he gets the board. So I guess the day that he got the board happened to be a day that I was hanging out with my girlfriend and her family. We all have lives, I've never had a bad experience or sale with Facebook, so I didn't anticipate having a bad experience in this case. So yeah, I guess the guy messaged me. I didn't respond within 5 minutes, so he sent me another message, and then he ended up messaging me a total of 4 times. 5 times, I don't know, something like that. So I got home a few hours later, checked my messages, and I replied right away. And instantly, this guy started. It was going to go south for sure. The dude was acting like he was at Target, and I had to provide him a certain level of customer service. And of course, I'm never going to be rude to someone, or and if I ever make a mistake, I definitely will try to make sure that I own that mistake, and not try to put that on other people. But in this case, I wasn't willing to take that abuse. So the conversation didn't really go anywhere, and the guy just kind of said, "Take it up with PayPal." So he ends up filing a claim with PayPal, which, hey, that's his choice. I don't necessarily agree, but that's his choice. So PayPal gives me the option to refund him the money or not, and I opt not to refund him the money. And I kind of let them know, hey, I have a feeling this guy's trying to keep the board for free, because at that point the option was for me to refund the money and him keep the board, and that wasn't going to happen. So we end up working it out to where I'm getting the board back. Fast forward a few days, I received the board. That was when I did my initial video. I unboxed it for you guys. I kind of explained what was going on, and when I unboxed it, I was kind of upset, and that was the reason why I didn't move this video forward initially. Excuse me. So one of the reasons why I was upset was because once I kind of started inspecting the board, I could clearly tell that the board had been modified. When I say modified, I don't mean like something changed. The belts had been tightened. So if you ride electric skateboards, belt tension can add a lot of wear and tear on your motors, which will cause them to wear out faster. So I wanted to make sure I loosened them up right away. So I took off one side, I loosened it up, and I put everything back on. Then I went to do the other side, and I noticed that the bolt was stripped for the motor guard. So now we're waiting to see what's going to happen. PayPal's going to make a decision by May 31st, and we'll figure out what happens. I've sent them pictures and updates of everything that's going on. But just to kind of update you guys, the gentleman said for the board, he said that it wasn't as described, and that's how he got PayPal to kind of reverse the purchase. So I'm going to kind of show you guys the board here. So this is the board I sold him. There's nothing wrong with it at all. There's no scratches on it. Here's underneath. You see, again, no scratches. Everything works on it. It's completely functional. So I don't know what he was talking about when he says it wasn't as described. Now, I guess what he was talking about was did happen to be a little bit of shipping damage on the board. Oh, sorry, let me get that back in frame for you guys. There did happen to be a little bit of shipping damage, and I'll show you guys that right on the motor guard. I don't know if you guys can see that there. But yeah, because of that damage, he ended up saying that it wasn't as described, and that's what he used to base his claim on for the refund. Now, again, I don't agree with that, but it's not up to me to decide if I'm going to return the board or not, or decide if I want to give him his money back. That's up to PayPal. So I did want to just kind of update you guys on that, and make sure that I just kind of give you guys the advice to make sure that you have clear communications. Even if you have apprehension about dealing with someone, it's much better to deal with them up front. and it'll save you headaches in the long run, definitely. Now that I've gotten that off my chest and I was able to articulate it in a much clearer fashion, thank you guys for listening to that, and I hope that that kind of helped you guys. Maybe we all kind of find ourselves in difficult situations sometimes, and that's why we're here, to support each other and help each other to maybe not make those mistakes or learn from each other. So let's talk about what we've been up to lately. I know on one of my most recent videos, I talked about a new business that we're starting, and obviously I'm very appreciative of the growth of my channel, and I want to continue growing it. So a lot of what we've been up to is we have been working on our filming skills, I guess. I've been working with my girlfriend on teaching her how to ride electric skateboards and working with her on the camera. So that's kind of why we haven't been uploading as much lately. We do want to get into a regular uploading schedule where we're doing 3 videos at least a week. So that's kind of what we have been up to. We've been working on getting her more up to speed on the cameras and kind of how to use them. And we've also been working on her skating. So I've been skating a lot of electric skateboards lately. So when I did my tugboat video the other day, it was so strange going from such a long electric skateboard to a small mini cruiser board. Not that it was, the board was obviously very stable, but it was a little strange at first. Yeah, riding those electric skateboards has been a blast, but it's definitely been a transition going back to the regular boards. But we're loving it, guys. We love skating. My girlfriend loves skating. But moving forward, I did want to talk about, I know I did mention new boards. And so what I want to say about that is it's a mystery, guys. I like to keep some mystery. I'm not going to tell you guys the new boards I'm looking at, but we are looking at some new boards. Hopefully we'll get resolution for this case very soon. I'll make sure to keep you guys updated. But I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for all the new subscribers. I really appreciate it. All my comments. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys. Don't forget, I'm giving away the Lanyards Drop Hammer as a giveaway to my subscribers once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you guys. Stay safe, stay strong, get out and skate, or do something that makes you happy. Have a great day, guys. Thank you.